of age, so I
since I walked in.
Yeah. So we'll try to get the air down for you just a little bit. Yeah, I see you. Hi, everybody. We just finished our balloon ritual here in the room. It looks so lovely. I will show you really quickly so you can see how we took our beautiful balloons. This was our releasing to the atmosphere, by the way, which is the ceiling. So I hope that if you were doing the balloon ritual as well tonight, that you enjoyed the process of deciding what you would let go of and what you're going to be calling in tonight. I'm so happy to see everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get my camera situated here. I think that's good. Anytime I spin you around, then I have to readjust. Okay. So welcome to our second to last new moon ritual of 2017. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that we have come to almost the end of the year together. And I was just telling the group, you know, one of my favorite things to do at Yule, oh, thanks you guys. One of my favorite things to do at Yule is to look back at the year's intentions. Because I keep an intention journal. Do you guys do that too? So every new moon you write, yeah, or a jar, or however you collect your intentions. And I went through last Yule, and there wasn't a single intention from last year in my world that didn't manifest. And I was saying, you know, why is that? And I think it's partly because I'm very specific when I set intentions, and I try to really set intentions that are in line with the work that I'm doing. And I also do 50% of the work. Do you know what I mean? Some people set an intention and then they just sort of wait for the universe to drop magic in their lap. I'm of the mind that you have to begin the work and then let the universe come in and support you. I think the universe likes to meet you halfway. So anyway, happy new moon. I'm so glad that you guys are here. And let me tell you something. You should be getting very excited about next year. 2018 is an 11 year. I think we've been talking about that just a little bit in some of the classes. That's numerology. So when you add up 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, that's 11. 11 is a master number of manifestation and co-creation with the universe. So 2018 is a whole year of that. So if you have been sort of diligently setting intentions, but feeling like, when is it going to be my year? When is it all going to finally happen? If you were to ask me my professional opinion, I would tell you 2018 is actually the year. I think what's going to happen with 2018 is it's like all the puzzle pieces are going to lock together. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to look, I think, over the course of the year and say, I was never clear why that happened, and then why that person came, and then why this other thing happened, and then why I had to move. Like I didn't understand it at the time. And then 2018 is just going to lock, where you're like, okay, now I get it. I really believe that's true. I think it's also because our planet is going through its own ascension. Our planet is evolving. And a lot of us are stepping up to be with the planet as it grows and as it evolves. And I will tell you too, a lot more is being expected and demanded of healers right now. I think you guys are seeing that, right? And so more and more, those of us who are doing light work on the planet, who are doing healing work on the planet, your work has to become a little more collective now. You know, if you've always been a solitary practitioner, I think it's time maybe not to be so solitary and to start to share the work that you do, to start to share your beliefs and your wisdom and your teachings with people around you. Because we have to, this is how we connect these little points of light across our planet to create real sustainable change. I'm so happy to see you guys. Okay, so we are going to do proper new moon ritual tonight, which means we are going to set an intention for the next lunar phase, what we want to call in. We're also going to do a little releasing tonight. And we are working with a new moon in Scorpio. So I want to read something to you that I wrote today. You don't have to write it down. I'll put it in the event page. So I just want you to close your eyes and listen for a minute. This is my interpretation of what it means when the moon is dark in Scorpio. When the moon is dark in Scorpio, she is lost in her own well. It is a well of deep emotions and subterranean fears. When the moon is dark in Scorpio, she is simmering in her own poison. And it will take her unless she finds her way back to the light, to the path of truth, which requires her to see that you don't have to die to be reborn. Scorpio takes it all so literally, doesn't she? So seriously, that she can hardly see how the whole universe seeks her laughter and her lightness of being. But that is Scorpio's work, her own cross to bear, and it is her deepest medicine in this lifetime. When the moon is dark in Scorpio, she can sting you. Oh yeah, like she means it, because she does. And then in a single breath, she will also bestow upon you the blessing of life that she carries in her other pocket. Scorpio is always worried that you will see her light side and forget her darkness, which could mean that you could hurt her unless she kills you first. Yes, in Scorpio land, we deal in absolutes, life and death, turmoil and poison, secrets and whispers, and she is no stranger to the dark arts. When the moon is dark in Scorpio, she's okay here for a minute, but then she has to rise and transform. She has to move and find a way to free herself, for it is too dark here to stay, even for Scorpio. Amen, aho, and so it is. Did you like that? Yes. My little poem? Don't be offended, Scorpios. I know that you don't really kill people, but, you know, sometimes you act like you're going to. So, I'm just saying. I don't have a lot of Scorpios in my life. One of the, because they're scary people. They're the magicians, you guys. So you can never underestimate the power of a Scorpio. Actually, the chief financial officer of my company is a Scorpio, and my daughter has Scorpio moon, which I made all kinds of jokes about before we started with the group in the room. But they're Scorpio moon people are all about death and transformation. They understand it like nobody else. Did you like it? I'm so glad. Okay. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. I'm gonna maybe smudge. Okay. My tools are kind of all over the place. Okay. Thank you.
You kind of took over your space there.
Well, I am happy that you took over my space. It was for a very happy occasion. The sisters in my magical sabbatical class really did something very special for me tonight. So to all of you who are here live, I just want to say thank you. I haven't even had a chance really to look at what you have created yet, but the energy of it alone is overwhelming. So I just want to say thank you. So I definitely have to smudge at a Scorpio new moon. This is some serious energy that we're working with tonight. And so tonight's your night if you are finally ready. And let me tell you what you have to be finally ready for. I always say that your transformation begins when you get tired enough of your own BS, right? That is when transformation begins. When you look in the mirror and you're like, I can't even do this anymore. You know what I mean? Other people might be tired of you, but when you get tired of you, that's a whole other layer of transformation. And so tonight's the night for you if you're ready to really change. You know, if you're really ready, and if you're really ready to let go of the things, the people, the places and experiences that aren't serving you anymore. And if you're really ready to let go of old mindsets and old beliefs that you have about, it has to start with you. What are your old beliefs about you that aren't serving you anymore? Do you know what I mean? I had a conversation with a group of women this week, and we were talking about the fact that a lot of us still, underneath it all, despite the fact that we've been doing spiritual work for a long time, still kind of feel like maybe there's something wrong with us, if we're honest, okay? Because a lot of us haven't felt normal our whole lives. I don't know if that resonates with you, but it's certainly been my story. Even from the time you were a little kid, other little kids didn't like you or didn't want to play with you or didn't understand you. Or so a lot of us are still like, I think I'm still weird, if people are really honest. That perspective, though, seeing yourself as something other than okay, is something that you do have to release. I really believe that. I think the epidemic, the rise of autoimmune disease in our country is related to the fact that we still haven't found a way to love ourselves. And so our bodies are turning in on themselves and rejecting whole organ systems. And doctors don't know why. They're just like, I don't know, autoimmune disease is a mystery. It's really not a mystery. It's you telling your body, or your body telling you, that it's rejecting. It's self. It's the rejection of the self. And that's not something I can fix for you. That's not something your husband or your wife is going to fix for you. That's unfair to expect. That's only something you can fix for you. So what you have to do is go back to that little boy or that little girl and say, you are okay. You are worthy. You are beautiful. If you like the word normal, I don't like it because I think normal people are really boring. But if you want to be, I don't aspire to that. But if you want to be normal, then tell yourself you're normal. Whatever you need to say to yourself to create love in your body is what has to happen tonight. And as we released our balloons, one of the things I said to everybody is, as you release things from your life, you need to also release the weight in your body that's attached. So let's say you're releasing sadness tonight. You should also release the extra 20 pounds on you that it put, okay? And we also released any places in the body where that sadness might be stored, because sadness can turn to disease, right? As can anxiety, as can fear, as can trauma. It all is the root of disease. So, you know, find that pocket within yourself where that sadness is sitting, and also make sure that you are releasing any beginnings of disease or lack of equilibrium in your physical body too. It's really important. Yeah, normal. So, ugh. One time my kid said something to me like, "Mom, you look really normal today. You know, you look like just other moms." And I thought, oh, let me go change. This is terrible. Oh, it's like a Morticia Adams moment. Like, no. Anyway, it's very true. Okay, so let's do this. I want you to roll your shoulders back. Watch your posture. Straighten your back. Posture is important in energy work because your spinal cord, your spinal column is where energy flows in your body, right? Your chakra system sits along your spinal cord. So when you're all hunched over all the time, there's no energy flow. You have to roll the shoulders back, open the diaphragm, sit up nice and straight. That way energy is flowing smoothly all the time through your energy centers. It's really, really, really important. Yeah, no, I'm glad, you know, we're all the same. Nobody wants to be normal. That's such a scary thing. Okay. So I want you to sit with your hands on your knees, palms facing up. This is what we call the receptive position for energy work. Some of you are new, so I just want to kind of go over the basics so that you know why we do what we do. And I want you to imagine that out of your left hand extends a beautiful white beam of light, about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. I really want you to feel that beam of light in your hand. And your hand should start feeling really warm when you start to notice the energy it's holding. And that white beam of light will extend from your left hand into the right hand of the person who's seated next to you in the circle, either virtually or here in the room. And it'll move into that person's right hand, up through their right shoulder, through their energy field. It'll move through their chakra system, down their left arm and out their left hand. And that's how the energy winds its way around the circle that we're seated in together. And that beam of light will come back to you once it has crossed space and time. I always like to tell you, I mean, we have so many people who gather from all over the world at all hours of night across both hemispheres of our planet, which is pretty incredible. So we're so grateful that you're here. When that beam of light comes back to you, it'll come back in your right hand. And when it does, you're holding the circle in your own hands. And you can take just a moment to send anything you want around that circle. You know, you can send energies of love or energies of gratitude or energies. We were talking about beauty before we started here in the room and how important beauty is. Not physical beauty, but creating beauty on the planet, which means creating love, creating peace, creating images that inspire others. And so you can send beauty around the circle. You can send forgiveness around the circle. Everything that you send comes back to you. So think about what you want to experience and send that out for everybody to feel tonight. And then just stay right there while I call to the elements. I begin tonight by calling to the direction of east, element of air. And this is for you if you are a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. I call to you, air, and to the white clouds that wander across a pale blue-violet sky, and to the air that lifts them. I call to the breeze that blows across my face, and to warm summer currents that bring scents of sea and sand, to the whispers of dawn, and to ancient voices that speak to me in familiar tongues, to the chilly blast of winter's breath, and to hurricanes that destroy so that we can recreate, to the winds of our dreams that carry all of our hopes for tomorrow, to desert gusts where lightning strikes and thunder rumbles. Be here with us tonight, element of air, and let the power of your gentle force fill our lungs, open our minds, and lift our spirits together. Next, I call to the direction of south, element of fire. This is for you and me, if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I call to you tonight, fire, into the dry heat of the desert that burns under a flaming orange sun. I call to the courage of the lion whose red mane dances in golden majesty about his face, and to the energy that burns within me and within you, to the flickering of our candles as they burn, to the warmth of unconditional love that we offer each other in this space, to the sage that we burn to clear, clean, and consecrate energy. Be here with us tonight, element of fire, and let the power of your mighty force warm our hearts, release our fears, and destroy our resistance to growth. Next, I call to the element of water, direction of west, and this is for you if you're Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This is, of course, to our moon tonight, too, who's sitting so beautifully in Scorpio this evening. I call to you, water, into the deep blue-green waves that rush the shore, and to the dolphin who weaves in and out of the purple sea, daring to explore the deepest waters without fear. I call to the awesome power of currents that carry me forward, spiraling and gasping toward a future I dare to meet. I call to the rain in which we dance together, fearless and letting go, and to our destiny as we gaze out over endless seas that divide us and yet connect us tonight. Be here with us tonight, element of water, and let the power of your graceful force wash us clean and teach us how to swim with the tides of our lives rather than resist their pull. And last, I call to the direction of north. This is element of earth, and this is you if you're Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. I call to you, last earth, to the fields of dry winter grasses and deep woods blanketed in moss, to the dry leaves of summers past that signal autumn and colder nights, and the many mysteries and secrets held aloft by the jeweled tapestry of black tree limbs in a night sky, and the silent trail of the stag as it weaves its way through the dark of the forest into Gaia, our great mother, who holds us all in her bountiful embrace. Be here with us tonight, element of earth, and let the power of your grounding force call us into present time. Remind us, earth, of the gift of silence and our connection to land. And may the delicate and precious balance of these four elements always make itself known to you, but in particular tonight as you set sacred intentions for new beginnings. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. It feels so good sometimes just to sit, even before we begin a ritual, once the circle is open, to be in a container of energy is a very special thing. And so in this container, it's really an important time for you to stop and think about, how do you want to experience your life? How can you bring the purity of this moment and this vibration and the energy of this collective more deeply into your daily life? How can you find ways to embody this as you're with your children? How can you find ways to embody this as you're teaching your second grade class? How can you find ways to embody this as you're in your big corporate job? How can you find ways to embody this while you're in mediation with your ex-husband? Do you know what I mean? These are it's one thing to really appreciate the beauty when you're in the circle. I think the real magic is figuring out how to take this into the world and embody it on a daily level. So I want you to think about that as we do our ritual tonight. Okay. So I'm going to light my new moon candle. If you have yours, you are welcome to light it too. And candle magic is really important. It's funny, somebody came over to my house and said, you have so many candles in your house. And I said, yes. Do you know what I do for a living? And she said, yes. And she's like, but I still don't think I've ever seen somebody who had so many candles. And I said, to me, candles are really the one way that we can get our families to experience magic on a daily basis. Because we don't have to burn candles. We don't need them. for light. You know, our ancestors did, but we don't need them. But when you burn a candle, you're doing all kinds of things. You're invoking element of fire. You're invoking direction of south, which brings courage and stamina and a burst of passion and creative energy into your space. It's all of that resides in the south and the element of fire. And you're also creating environment. Do you know what I mean? You're creating, as soon as you light a candle and look at that flame, it's almost like you can't be worried, right? You can't be anxious. Your attention slows as you engage with that element. So I want to encourage you to use candles more in your life. There's a blog. If you go to sagegoddess.com/blog, by the way, if you didn't know there was a blog, you're in for a rabbit hole and a half because there are 6 years of blog posts for you to go read. But there actually is a blog post on candle magic, which talks about the color of the candle and how you burn a candle. And so if you're just interested in learning more about candle magic, I would love for you to check out that blog post. And my team will share it with you guys so that you have it. Okay. And so I'm anointing tonight with Dark Moon, Scorpio, and Transformation. And so you can choose whatever. I'm not prescribing anything for tonight. It's just sort of whatever work that you're doing. I would choose perfumes that are in alignment with that work. And by the way, keep in mind, transformation can be so subtle. I think a lot of us think of transformation as like big sweeping change, you know, like completely moving to another state or leaving a relationship or starting with big sweeping things. But sometimes transformation is just, I'm going to change the way I say good morning to my family. I'm going to be sure that each morning I gather my family to say a short prayer and that we all say good morning to each other before we start the hustle and bustle of the day. That's a transformation. And I'm sharing that because I've been mindful in my own family that we're all like task in the morning. Like, did you brush your teeth? As soon as everybody wakes up, did you brush your teeth? Not like, good morning. What messages came to you in dream time? You know? I mean, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Do you know what I mean? It's just sort of like, if I don't create space for that, who's going to do that, right? And so, and you are in the same position. Good morning. How are you? What came through last night? If it was difficult to sleep, why was it difficult to sleep? You know, are you still sitting with something this morning that you would like to talk about before you begin your day? And like having that conversation and creating space for that, that's transformation. So I want you to think about the little transformations that you can make, like being nicer to yourself, or starting to eat breakfast, or eating better. Do you know what I mean? Or taking a salt bath at night before you go to bed. Like these are transformations too, because the little tiny shifts in your life become the big shifts. Have you noticed that? It's like the little changes over time that result in massive changes over time. And you have to just be consistent. So think about those little changes too. I'm working with Labradorite tonight, as you should be, whatever form you have. And I'm working with the Mother Lode wand, because this is the as above, so below. So do you guys have any questions before we begin? Cheers. Whatever changes you make at the new moon, just commit to them. That's my only request. And commit for at least 28 days. Whatever starts tonight needs to be carried through to the next new moon. After that, if you want to start something else, that's okay. But only make promises and commitments tonight that you feel like you can adequately commit to for the next 28 days. Give the universe a chance, right? Yeah, so Kenneth has been giving up coffee and drinking kombucha, which is exactly what I did. I can't believe I'm not a coffee drinker anymore. It like rocks my world, but I have given it up. So cheers to that, to your health. You guys, you can use obsidian. You can use really any of the darker stones. It's nice if you have something from the feldspar family. Like a black moonstone would be nice. A larvicite would be great. Spectralite, which is just a variation on labradorite. Spectralite just displays a broader spectrum of color. So that's the distinction between spectralite and labradorite. Sometimes country of origin is different too. But most labradorite and spectralite now in the world comes out of Madagascar. So most of what you see comes from there. It's so good. And yeah, so and David's using rose quartz and moss agate. So I love that. Karen's using other stones too. So if you have stones specific to your intention, I think that's fantastic. And so work with those as well. You can have a stone for, you know, whatever the actual releasing is, and then you can have separate stones for the things that you, the specific energy streams of things that you're releasing or calling in. I love that so much. Okay, you ready? Roll your shoulders back. I like to just hold I work with a single stone a lot of times at the new moon. So I like to just hold my stone through the whole meditation. You can choose to put it down and pick it up at any time, but I like to hold mine the whole time. So the image I was guided to tonight for tonight's meditation is a very interesting one. It's a place that I was almost exactly to the day this time last year, which was in the middle of a completely open space in Joshua Tree, California, which I don't know if you've been there, but it's a vortex, and you should go if you have not been. It's the site of a lot of extraterrestrial contact. And so, but the Integratron is in Joshua Tree, which again, if you have not been, just put it on your bucket list and make time to go. And let me know if you're going, because there's actually a man who gives lectures on sacred geometry out there who's a friend of mine, and I would love to connect you with him and have you go at a time when he's there lecturing. It's kind of, it is a once in a lifetime experience, especially with him. And it's a full day thing, and it's definitely it's an experience. So I will put more information about that on the event page for you. But I was guided to take you there in meditation tonight to this incredibly beautiful, but I want you to imagine it's in the middle of the desert. So as you close your eyes, I want you to imagine that you are really on the desert floor. And as you look out around you, it is open desert as far as the eye can see. You'll find the occasional cactus, right? Especially sort of dried, beautiful, almost fossilized, you know, trees. Most of the cactus there has turned almost completely just to, you know, wood and branch, and it's very dry, but it's magical. There's an energy, there's a frequency and an electromagnetic charge to the air in Joshua Tree that I can't describe to you, but you need to experience it for yourself. So I want you to imagine yourself in this expanse of the desert. And in this particularly sacred place where we know many people in our community have made incredible contact with other realms and other dimensions and other beings from other dimensions. And I want you to imagine taking a seat in the center of this open expanse. And I want you to recognize that you are welcome here. This isn't a place to be afraid of. This isn't unknown to you. You've been called here. You've been expected. And while you can't see anything around you in this expanse, there is so much energy around you that it's almost thick, like you could almost cut it. But it's a magical energy. It's an incredible vibration that you can feel. Almost you can touch it. And it's because here is a gathering place. Where I have brought you tonight is a gathering place of souls. It's a gathering place of dimensional beings. And it's a vortex of energy that has been designed by the universe and has drawn people from all over the world. And so tonight, as you sit down on the desert floor here in this expanse, I want you to see yourself in the center of a wheel of energy. And I want you to feel out to the east of you as you sit and feel the desert floor underneath you. Out to the east of you, I want you to sense energies of new beginnings in your life. Energies of transformation that will create new experiences for you. I want you to feel those eastern breezes blow towards you, carrying to you all that you seek, all that you desire, and all that is already intended for you, all that is already on the way to you from the universe. And then as you would turn your attention south in this beautiful desert, I want you to feel a burst of courage. I want you to feel a burst of excitement in your body, knowing that new things are coming, knowing that new experiences are on their way to you. I want you to feel a little bit of that sense that you maybe felt as a child when you knew something good was ahead. Feel your heart start to beat a little bit faster. Call in those energies that you know are already arriving for you. And feel the excitement in your body as you await what's coming. And then as you turn your attention to the west, I want you to feel the flow of energy around you, the watery nature of tonight's new moon, the depths of Scorpio perception. I want you to give yourself a moment in this quadrant to feel your feelings. Really feel that anger that's in you right now. Scorpio wants you to do this work. Really feel that love in your heart, as deep as you can feel it. Really feel that joy. Even if it's hiding from you right now, really feel that joy. And then really dig into that resentment or that frustration. Really sit with that loneliness. In the West, it's all the feelings, not just the easy or comfortable ones. Really look at that grief tonight, my friends. You know, what are you losing? What have you lost? Let yourself feel all the feelings right here. It's the biggest message I think we need to communicate to each other all the time is it's all welcome here. Whatever the feelings are, they're all welcome here. And then as you turn your direction to the north out here in this beautiful expanse, I want you to feel energies of protection and safety. I want you to connect more deeply in this moment with your ancestors. Even though they've gone back across the veil, they're still there supporting you. They're still there encouraging you. They're still there proud of you, watching you. Feel the presence of the stone people and the tree people. Feel the strength of the earth beneath you. And then I want you to bring your attention to the center, which is you, and your heart, which is the central chakra of your entire energetic system. Do you ever think about that? Your heart chakra is the center of your own energy field. So bring your energy and your attention right to your heart space tonight. What's on that heart? One of the things we talked about in the room tonight is really sitting with your deepest fears, because Scorpio wants to talk about them. What are you afraid of? I always like to ask people, what's the worst case scenario? Because if you really let yourself feel into that, first of all, it's not likely to happen, right? But if you let yourself really go there and articulate what the worst case scenario is, you've already faced it. It doesn't have power over you anymore. Things are only scary when you don't acknowledge them. That's why the shadow is so scary. It's only scary because you're not looking at it. As soon as you look at your shadow, it doesn't have power anymore, not over you. And remember, Scorpio's biggest gift to you is fearlessness, because Scorpio's not afraid. Scorpio's not afraid to die. Scorpio is the sign of death. And once you're not afraid to die, you become almost unafraid of anything. Because that's the ultimate fear, right, for mortals is death. But if you can get beyond your fear of death, nothing really has the ability to scare you. Have you noticed? These are big questions I'm asking you, but they're also really important questions too. And so tonight, I want you to imagine you're sitting in this huge expanse. There's nothing but energy around you. Beings from other dimensions have chosen this exact space energetically where I'm taking you right now to make contact. And even though you're not there in physical form, I'm taking you there in spirit form. So I want you to imagine first in front of you, gathering up all of the energies of everything in your life. And I imagine it like a sphere. I want you to imagine gathering all the energies in your life around anything that you're ready to release. Pull them all together. What are you ready to let go of tonight? Yeah? What is it for you? Is it sadness? Is it loneliness? Is it fear of death? Is it fear of loss? Is it fear of being alone? Is it fear of being seen or fear of being not seen? Fear of losing the people that you love, right? Absolutely. I want you to take all those fears tonight that you're ready to release. If you want to hold on to them, that's not going into your little energy ball, okay? And sometimes we want to hold on to things that aren't serving us because they're comfortable. So you decide right now, but what are you ready to let go of tonight? Belief of not being worthy, fear of failure, fear of loss, right? All of these things. Gather up those energy streams. And then I want you to imagine yourself sending that sphere of energy full of everything that you're releasing. I want you to imagine sending it up from your hands and out toward the universe. Just like the balloons we released tonight, we're doing the exact same thing, but virtually. When you're ready, send it off with a breath of love. And Great Spirit, see us as we release tonight these things that no longer need to travel with us, not into December, not into this beautiful new year. We're releasing all of these things to you in trust and in faith, with gratitude. And when I tell you you're releasing tonight, I'm saying cut the cord. A lot of us have amniotic fluid and umbilical cords to our problems. Have you noticed? Bam. Done. Right? Don't keep sending energy to these. If you're really ready to let them go, stop sending energy to them. Are you ready? Did you do it? Off. And send it with love. You know, when I send off problems or challenges or situations, I always send it with love, because at some time these things taught you things. You realize that, right? At some point, these are still things you wanted. They just aren't wanted anymore, and that's okay. But you can still say, I'm thankful for that. I got someone this week to finally say that she was thankful for her ex-husband. And that felt like moving a damn mountain. But when she said it, I swear to you, I've never seen her look more beautiful. It was like her whole face changed. And it was sincere. I mean, she said, you know what, I can really say I'm grateful to him for these 4 or 5 things. And it changed her physical body. It changed the way she looked. So if you think that carrying energy around that isn't serving you doesn't affect your physical body, it does. All the way to the expressions on your face. Yeah? She looked 10 years younger. And guess what's going to happen next for her? What do you think is going to happen now? She's finally, after 10 years, able to say, I'm thankful for that man. What do you think is going to happen now?
New love.
It's going to happen like that. When she's like, nope, not going to happen, she needed to say thank you to him. You know, that all those people in your life where you're like, I wish I'd never met that person, or I'm so upset at that person for this. When you can finally look and say, I'm really grateful to that person, that's when the doors open. But all those people who are, stuck, and then they look and say, why can't I manifest anything? It's like, because you can't say thank you. The universe still looks at you and says, but you wanted that, and I gave it to you. You're like an ungrateful child, right? And by the way, do you think her ex-husband felt the forgiveness? Yeah. I believe that, because I think we're tethered to each other. So I believe that in that moment, wherever he was, he felt a little burst of something. And I burst right into tears, because I just thought, how beautiful for this couple who may never see each other again. Like, maybe they don't have to come back now. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if by saying thank you to him, that she gave herself the freedom to not incarnate and go through that with him again? Can you imagine? 2 words. And now, from that place, and I'm not saying this is easy, by the way, and I have plenty of people who tell me, I'll never say thank you to him. I'll never say thank you to her. That is certainly your choice, and I will never tell you what to do. But I would highly encourage you to think about the benefits to you of being able to just be the bigger one sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so now you're ready to create your second ball of energy. I want you to start gathering a physical sphere of energy, a sphere of light around what it is that you want to create. What are the transformations that you're ready to receive? It could be physical. Maybe you're finally really ready to be healthy. And that sounds like a weird thing to say, but you know that most people who are sick on some level are not ready to be healthy. Because when you're sick, you get a lot of attention. When you're sick, you get a lot of pity. When you're sick, you get a lot of help. You get a lot of I'm sorries. I have people in my own family who I truly think if they had the offer to be healthy would decline it. Okay. So I'm saying if you're ready to be healthy, tonight you can claim health, right? That can be a transformation in your physical body. But you have to be willing to release the pity. Did you do that already? Or you have to be willing to release the, oh, I'm so sorry for you, which feels good. That feels like love to some people. You know that, right? When some people are sick, it's the first time they've ever felt loved. Maybe they grew up with parents who didn't really care how they felt or didn't, wait on them when they were sick or whatever. So now that they're adults, when they're sick, they're like, ooh, the doctor loves me. You know what I mean? Or, oh, those nurses are so kind to me. For some people, illness is the first time they feel love. That's a very dysfunctional situation, but it is a reality for many people. What is it that you're ready to transform in your life? My favorite word is ease. I really like ease. So maybe you're ready to create ease, meaning things in your life become a little more effortless, right? Maybe you're ready to start being more than you're doing. A lot of us are doing. It's like we get an award for doing. But really, people in your life really want you to do less and be more. Have you noticed? Most people really want your time more than anything, which requires being but not doing. That's right. Now, some of you are really ready to receive. Yeah, it's interesting. Lisa Mish says, nobody knows I'm sick. And I understand that too, actually, having an invisible condition. A lot of people don't know you're sick. So our ball of wax is quite different than others. So I want you to think about what you're creating. Is it ease? Is it flow? We're talking about beauty, right? Are you creating beauty in your life? Meaning, are you trying to leave the world in a better place than you found it? Are you trying to create compassion in your life? Are you trying to create prosperity in your life? And I'm thinking a lot lately about what prosperity for our planet looks like. Do you know? Like, what kind of prosperity does our planet need in order to survive? And it needs a lot more than just prosperity of money. It needs a prosperity of equality. It needs a prosperity of compassion. It needs a prosperity of love. So beautiful. So self-love. Create your sphere, right? And really imagine, I like to use my hands because I'm a very tactile visual, and you can start to feel the energy within your hands. What are you creating? When I do manifestation work, I actually physically use my hands because the energetic field is actually like a toy that you can manipulate. Toy is a weird word, but you can actually form energy into matter. And so when I'm manifesting and imagining things, I will actually start to draw with my fingers. And it probably looks very strange, but it really works. The energy starts to coagulate, and your hands are your most magical, powerful tools that you have. And so play a little bit. You won't look weird to me. Just a little. What are you making? What are you creating? More love, more health, a safe, peaceful home for yourself and for your children. Creating understanding, creating space. I think one of the most beautiful gifts you can give to people in your life is the ability for them to just be. Love for yourself, love for your country, love for Mother Earth, space to be. Beautiful. Great Spirit, Source Creator. See us as we gather energy to create and manifest what we seek today, in the lunar cycle ahead, and even expanding into 2018. See each of us as we call into being, as we call into present time, all of these energies that we know are already seeking us too. We know that everything we seek is already seeking us anyway. So beautiful. And so before we release this, there's some mantras. We were talking about this before we started in the room. You always have to say when you're setting intentions, this or something better. You ready? You have to say it out loud. This or something better. Okay, are you ready? And just like a balloon, you're going to take that beautiful sphere of light that you just created, all those beautiful things, your wishes on your wish list, and send it off. And Great Spirit, see us as we send these wishes, intentions, desires to you. We trust your timing. We receive with grace and with gratitude. We receive with patient hearts, with open minds. We surrender into receiving in perfect alignment with our path and our purpose. And we leave space for you to create through us on our behalf. Amen, aho, and so it is. And then it is done, it is done, it is done. It is done, it is done, it is done. Mm-hmm. Yes, and you can add thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So beautiful. And, you know, and so simple and yet so profound. You know, it's, I was reminded because my kids are making their wish lists for Santa Claus. And I thought, isn't that intention setting in a way? I mean, it's a weird intention setting, right? Because I know these are things I have to go buy. Half of them I won't, but I'm just saying, you know, it's like, but in a way, we're, you know, it's about believing that there are benevolent forces at work that wish to make you happy, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, and what's really sad is then we grow up and we grow out of that and we never quite come back to it again. And yet there's an entire universe wishing to co-create through us. But we lose that ability to believe that there really are forces working on our behalf all the time. With joy, by the way. I mean, I think the universe just delights in our happiness. But it requires certain things from us. And the main thing I want to tell you with intention setting, and I know I tell you this every time, but we haven't been doing new moon for very long. So there's a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. When I look in my life at what I have manifested, it took years. In some cases, it took a decade of me absolutely believing it would happen, but not knowing when. I mean, how many of you are in that position where it's like you're manifesting, but so when people say, well, I burned the candle twice, I don't know. I guess it doesn't work. And I'm thinking that candle is not the problem. Because what happens is you're in that space of believing, and then you go home and your partner's like, that's never going to happen. And you're like, yeah, that's never going to happen. And the reality is a lot of the things that I have manifested in my life, I had to listen to people say that's never going to happen for years and still go off in my corner and write my intentions and then trust. And sometimes very quietly for a very long time, right? So I see you. If you're going through that and Janet's like, short candle. If you're going through that, if you're in that place of faith and trust, just know it's really worth it. And if manifestation was easy, everybody would have everything they desire all the time. They don't because they can't hold it. I really believe, don't you think that's true? They can't hold it. Because we want quick wins in our society. We're like to-do list people, you know what I mean? And the universe isn't a to-do list. This is your life we're talking about. This is your health we're talking about. You have to give the universe time and sit in faith. It's really, really true. My mom's middle name is Faith, and I always thought that was the coolest name. And she truly is. For all her flaws, we're all flawed, but my mom is a faithful woman, and she taught me, you know, she used to talk about the grain of the mustard seed, right? There's a passage in the Bible that talks about even if your faith is, you know, the grain of the mustard seed, which is tiny. If you've ever seen a mustard seed, it's like it disappears, right? That's all the faith you have to have. My mom's been cured of cancer and all kinds of incredible things in her life. And that's just that mustard seed faith, right? I think I'm sure I've told you that story. She was actually taken in to have her leg amputated. My brother was 2. And she had signed all the paperwork because she had cancer of the bone marrow and it was all the way through her leg. And she was 18. And so she signed all the paperwork and woke up from the surgery, looked down, her leg was there, bless you. She thought, because they told her, you will still think that your leg is there. Okay, so she's like, and they're like, no, it really is there. She's like, and they said, we don't know how to explain this to you, but we decided to do one more x-ray. You probably know this story. We decided to do one more x-ray before because you're so young, you have a young child, just do one more x-ray. And when we went in, all the bone marrow was gone. from your leg. And there was my mom actually has a scar on her bone. And the doctor said it's like your bone marrow was scooped out with a spoon. And we don't know how to explain that because they had just x-rayed her. It was either the day before or 2 days before. So the doctor said, we don't know how to explain it, but the cancer is gone. And you can go home to your son. And my mom's like, well, I prayed. And the doctor's like, so the doctor said, I will tell you, ma'am, I don't believe in God and at all. I'm an atheist, but I am writing a book because there have just been too many of these. This has happened to me too many times. And so I do want you to tell me about your God so that I can write your part of the story. And of course, my mom was like, well, let me tell you about my God. I left my leg right there, So anyway, that's a true story. And it never returned. My mom has never had cancer in her body again. So lots of other health problems, but that never returned. And I probably wouldn't be here, right, if depending on how that path had gone. So anyway, you have to look around your life and just say, that little tiny faith, the size of a grain of mustard seed, like, can you hold that? And if you can, I'm holding it in my own life in different ways that seem impossible. So I can meet you there. That's an interesting place to be, yeah? Those kind of stories will make you believe. And I have lots of them. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to just check in. Is there anything else that you wanted to release but you didn't? Anything else that you wanted to call in under this beautiful Scorpio new moon but you didn't? Last chance. So if there's anything else you want to release, what is it? Some of you need to release, you need to understand everything. That doesn't bring peace. Because here's the reality, you're never going to understand everything. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to be waiting a long time. Sometimes you have to trust. So it might be your need to understand everything. It might be your need to know everything. It might be your need to have everything happen when you want it to happen. Your need to control. That's still something you can release. And Scorpio can really take those from you. Toxic people, all the negativity. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. What Scorpio teaches us is any negativity around you is absorbed by you into your energy field. And so you absolutely have the right to tell people, I can't participate in that. And I know I'm saying this right before Thanksgiving, which might be like the #1 day when you have to say something like that. But you absolutely have the right to go to a different room. You absolutely have the right to leave a conversation. And what I tell people is, I love you. I have to think about my own energetic field, my own resources. So I'm going to step away for just a moment, but I love you and I love this conversation and I'm calling my own energy in right now. That's an okay boundary, because you do have to protect your energy field. In this day and age when we're all in the social media and everything, it's around you all the time. Shut the computer, shut the door, shut the phone, listen to your guides. That's always going to be your best source of wisdom. That's right. And a little bit of that doesn't hurt. Okay. We give thanks tonight for this chance to be together. I'm so thankful for you. I'm thankful to everyone who's in the room. I'm thankful to all of you who are online. I'm thankful to you who will watch later because we're in non-synchronous time, but it's all the same. I'm really thankful for you. As we go into this week of gratitude, I want you to know that I am so grateful for our community. I'm grateful for my staff and my team. I'm grateful for my husband, who's also my partner. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my family. And I want you to really look around your life this week and just say thank you for all of the different ways in which you are blessed and have been blessed. And maybe bring a little of the metaphysical into your holiday experiences too. When you ask people to say, what are you thankful for? Have everybody hold hands at the end of grace and just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Together. Take a deep breath together. You'll be amazed at how much that softens people and relaxes them too. We give thanks. Okay. And so one last moment in this expansive energy as we sit in this beautiful space that I've brought you to. I want you to sense what it feels like to be surrounded by a literal expanse of energy. Nothing blocking you to the left, nothing blocking you to the right, nothing blocking you ahead of you, nothing blocking you behind you. Feel what that spaciousness in your life feels like. Stretch your energy. Stop feeling, like it's encroaching upon you. Stretch out and expand. That's how you create in this life. Stretch, expand, grow, become, receive. There are no limitations except the ones you place upon yourself. And so the energy of the circle came to you in your right hand. You'll release it now from your right hand. Let it wind its way back counterclockwise around the circle. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks. When it comes back to your left hand, just turn your hand upside down. Send that energy down into the center of the earth. Gaia, we have asked for much tonight, but we have also released and given much tonight. We ask that you see our faith. We ask that you see our courage. We ask that you see our fear. But we ask that you also see our trust and our surrendering and our faith tonight. And we ask that you bless us, that you keep us safe, and that you bless our families and all of our relations, that you bless our planet and all the creatures who walk upon it. Please keep all of the creatures on our planet safe. Please keep our land masses safe. Please keep our bodies of water safe. And so it is. So it is. Guardians of the Northern Gateway, thank you for the grounding, the protection, the courage tonight from the North to pursue these goals that we have set for ourselves. We release you from your service to the circle. Guardians of the Western Gateway, wasn't easy tonight to work with some of these deeper emotions, but the time has come. We release you from your service. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, we now feel like we have the strength, the stamina, the courage to continue to follow this path. We release you from your service to the circle. Guardians of the Eastern Gateway, we always know that it's a new beginning, but tonight in particular is a very special new beginning as we engage these energies, these Scorpio energies of transformation. May all of the change that's coming be a blessing. May it reveal to us, may it teach us, and may it bring us a deeper sense of peace and connection to each other. And truly, for everyone who's joining, I ask in the East that this be the happiest holiday season for everybody in this circle that they have ever had. If the holidays have been a source of sadness or anxiety or loneliness or isolation, I ask for a new beginning this year. Don't you want that too? Like let's set the intention tonight that these holidays ahead of us, if you celebrate them, whatever you celebrate, let's set the intention tonight that there's a little more laughter this year. That even though we're missing loved ones, and that can be really hard, let us find a way to honor them this year and to feel the connection to them more powerfully than ever before. I can say cheers to that. Amen, aho, and so it is. Truly, may all of the holidays ahead bless you and your family in every way. Truly, may they be the happiest ever, and may they be the most meaningful ever. In my family, we're giving fewer gifts this year, but I'm actually experimenting. I'm trying to create these little things for my children that are little coupons for experiences with me. So I hope what I'm making, they're actually going to want to do. I was thinking, like, what if they don't want to go to see a movie with me? Like, what if that's not fun? But I'm actually focusing on time because I'm realizing that that's really the most valuable thing I can give to people. So you might want to think about how you can gift non-physical or non-material things this year too, in a creative way, that gets people together. Like maybe a booklet of hugs from you that people can redeem or something like that. Wouldn't that be sweet? So anyway, be thinking of that too. I know it's funny for me to say that as someone who sells beautiful magical tools for a living, but sometimes the most beautiful thing you can give is you. Can't quite fit that in a box sometimes, but okay. So I'm going to blow out my candle. And I have some giveaways because that's how we do. Yep. Okay. This ring, this is online. This is an online giveaway. I'm going to say it's an 8 because it doesn't fit me. I have little tiny child fingers. This is my labradorite ring. This is your labradorite ring. It's kind of cool because they've got the same exact sheen. This is the one I wear every new moon. So this is a giveaway. It is a sterling silver size 8 labradorite ring, open on the back. Look at the flash in the fire. It's so pretty. You can even see it in this light, which is like not ideal light. Do you see it shining there? And in addition to that, you're getting a full bottle of Nova Luna perfume. So this is a $100 gift for one of you. It's very special. Nova Luna means new moon in Latin. Yes. Okay, who's feeling called to this one? Super fun. Judy says, this is just my size. That's how you know, Cinderella, that the slipper is in fact yours. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Athena McMillan has size 5 fingers like me. I literally have like little kid fingers. Oh. Okay. Okay. I have a winner. Ooh, that was fun. That was a little zing. Wait till I tell you. Okay. Hey, Jackie Godfrey. I felt it all the way up my central column. I mean, it was like a little shiver up my whole spine when I saw Jackie Godfrey's name. So congratulations, sweet Jackie. I'm sending you some magical mail tomorrow. A beautiful gift for a beautiful soul. So Jackie, I'm thrilled for you. Congratulations. And then I have one more giveaway for online, and I have 2 in the room. So don't think that I left you out. You know, I always use a double terminated crystal when I'm calling in energy, right? This is a double terminated quartz wand and a new moon candle. So this is to set you up so that you have your own tools for next time we gather. This is kind of a fun gift. By the way, this is from my personal collection. It has been used in New Moon before. So this is kind of a super duper charged double terminated wand. Who's feeling that? So fun, right? Everybody's still congratulating Jackie, which I love you guys for that so much that you're still congratulating. You got to turn your attention now to you. Awesome. Manifestation. Okay. Ooh, that was fun. That was easy. I think I found the winner right again, like that. Hi, Don Ryan. I don't think I know you, Don Ryan. But I sure have something special for you. So these tools are going to you, Don Ryan. I felt that again, like a little shiver up my spine. So I know for sure that I chose the right person. Congratulations, truly, to both of you. I'm thrilled for you. So those are our winners. Thanks, you guys, for being here. I cannot wait to see you soon. We have GemWise on Monday. So if you're in GemWise class, you have that to look forward to. In the meantime, have a beautiful weekend. Get your stones out tonight if you want to charge them with this beautiful transformation energy of Scorpio, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Thank you for being here.